This passbook is trash. Dad threw away Grandpa's gift. I went to the bank and the manager. When my grandfather died, he didn't leave behind much. No land. No house. No shiny inheritance that makes relatives suddenly remember birthdays. What he left me fit inside a thin brown envelope. Inside it was an old, faded bank passbook. The cover was torn at the edges, the pages yellowed, and the ink was so light you had to tilt it under a lamp to read it. To anyone else, it looked like junk, something you'd toss while cleaning an old drawer. But to Grandpa, it was everything. He handed it to me 2 weeks before he passed away. I still remember the way his hands shook as he held it out. "Don't lose this," he said softly, "and don't let anyone tell you it's useless." I smiled, nodded, and slipped it into my backpack, not knowing that those words would soon become painfully relevant. This passbook is trash. After Grandpa's funeral, life went back to normal faster than it should have. My dad returned to work. My mom busied herself with relatives and condolences. And Grandpa's room, well, it became a storage space. One evening, I came home from college and saw a trash bag sitting near the front door. It was stuffed with old papers, clothes, and random junk. Something felt off. I opened the bag. My heart stopped. Right there, bent and half-crushed between old newspapers, was Grandpa's passbook. I grabbed it instantly. "What are you doing?" my dad asked from behind me. I turned around, holding the passbook like evidence in a courtroom. "You threw this away." He squinted at it unimpressed. "That old thing, yes, it's useless." My chest tightened. "That was Grandpa's, he gave it to me." Dad sighed, clearly irritated. "Listen, don't be sentimental. That passbook is trash. It's from decades ago. Accounts like that don't even exist anymore." I felt my face burn. "You didn't even check." "There's nothing to check," he snapped. "Your grandfather was poor. If there was money, we would have known." That sentence hurt more than I expected. Grandpa wasn't poor. He was careful. I took the passbook, wiped off the dust, and said quietly, "I'm going to the bank." Dad laughed, actually laughed. "Go waste your time." The walk to the bank. The bank branch was old, just like the passbook. It stood on a busy road, squeezed between modern glass buildings, almost forgotten by time. As I walked in, the smell of paper and polish hit me. I stood in line, clutching the passbook, suddenly unsure. What if Dad was right? What if this really was nothing? When my turn came, I handed the passbook to the teller. She glanced at it for barely 2 seconds before her eyebrows lifted. "Sir, where did you get this?" "It belonged to my grandfather." Her tone changed instantly. "Please wait a moment." She didn't say there's nothing here. She didn't laugh. She stood up and walked away with the passbook. That's when my stomach dropped. "The manager will see you." After 10 long minutes, a man in a dark suit approached me. "Are you Mr. Saad?" "Yes." "I'm the branch manager, please come with me." I followed him into his office, my mind racing. He placed the passbook carefully on his desk, as if it were fragile. "This account was opened in 1987, he said. My heart skipped. "It has been dormant for many years, but it was never closed." I swallowed hard. "How much is in it?" The manager leaned back slightly. "Before interest adjustments." He paused. "Approximately 9.4 million rupees." I felt dizzy. "I'm sorry, did you say million?" He nodded calmly. "Your grandfather deposited small amounts regularly for over 30 years, fixed deposits, reinvestments, and compounding interest." My hands were shaking. "But my family thought he had nothing." The manager smiled gently. "He came here every month, always alone, always polite. He asked us one thing repeatedly." "What?" "That no one be informed unless you came." Grandpa's condition. The manager opened a file. "There's a nominee instruction," he said, "your name." My throat closed up. "He told us," the manager continued, "that his family would likely dismiss the passbook. He said they won't believe it's worth anything, but the boy will." I couldn't speak. Tears blurred my vision. "He trusted you," the manager said softly. Going home. When I got home, my dad was watching TV. I stood in front of him. It wasn't trash. He muted the TV. "What?" "The account is active," I said, "there's money." He scoffed. How much? A few thousand. I looked him straight in the eye. 9.4 million. Silence. My dad stared at me like I had spoken another language. That's impossible. I pulled out the bank documents and placed them on the table. His hands trembled as he read them. For the first time in my life, my father looked small. Regret has a sound. My mom sat down slowly. Your father used to walk everywhere, she whispered. He never bought new clothes. Dad swallowed hard. I thought he was just stubborn. He was planning, I said, for me. Dad's voice cracked. I threw it away. I didn't yell. I didn't blame him. I just said. He asked me not to let anyone tell me it was useless. What I did with the money. I didn't become reckless. I paid off my parents' debts. I funded my education. I invested carefully. But the first thing I did, I went back to the bank. I asked the manager for the original passbook. He handed it to me with a smile. Some things, he said, are worth more than money. I framed it. Not because of the millions, but because it was proof that quiet love lasts longer than loud opinions. Epilogue. Sometimes my dad stands in front of that frame. He never touches it. He just looks. And I know he's hearing his father's voice, the one he ignored. As for me, whenever someone calls something trash without understanding its value, I remember one simple truth. The most valuable things often look worthless to the wrong people.